and welcome to LMU Roundtable Now. It was a show where we talked about issues on campus that were the most important to people like you, the LMU student body. You might be wondering why I'm speaking in the past tense, and it's because I'm sorry to say that this is the last episode of LMU Roundtable Now. I'm going to be graduating early, so I won't be able to do the show anymore, and it's not going to continue in my absence. So tonight we're bidding you a fond farewell, but with one last special treat.
Before we go, as a parting gift, if you will, Brandon and I would like to present this documentary on the behind the scenes of what it was like sharing our lives on television and our ideas with you, the LMU community. I hope you enjoy it.
Well, it all started when I was taking a class, 21st Century Challenges.
I just remember there was one of those classes that really demands that you speak up a lot and sort of assert your opinion so that everyone can learn as a community.
I always had a lot to say, and the only other person who did was this young kid who I found out later was named John Thomas Landen.
After class, Brandon came up to me and he was like, "Hey JT, that's an excellent point you make about civil disobedience."
Very soon, it just became the two of us just kind of, talking about issues.
And we started talking about how there's no one else talking about how people don't talk.
I just thought, there's a show here.
Well, I met with Brandon and JP, and they pitched the show, and they were really excited about it. They had a lot of enthusiasm and really thought the show was groundbreaking and visionary the way that they had explained it to me. So I encouraged them to go for it, and they did, and they've had a great run. So that's how the show came about. Basically that, and we had 15 minutes to fill.
That's why I knew we needed to
Okay, all right, people. All right, I need you all to focus. Okay, we've been here a long time. I think we need to really focus here. Well, we all kind of sit around, kind of a round table in a way, and we kind of just throw ideas at each other. I kind of like this show to be a group kind of correspondence. I want to hear from Brandon and JT, and even like the Grips. I want to hear what they have to say about it.
Well, I guess I'm just gonna open up the floor. So, I don't know. Have you had any thoughts about what we'd be talking about, or any of you, or?
Well, I had an idea. I know that parking is a big problem on campus, and it relates to everybody who's got a vehicle. And if we maybe talk about the situation with parking and make everyone aware of it, maybe that would be a good topic.
I mean, you could be like very alienating though for people who don't have vehicles though, especially to make a blanket statement like that everyone has cars. That lots of the freshmen don't, and people that come from out of state.
Well, at this point, I think we just need to figure it out, guys, because it's getting late. So.
Okay. Well, how about this? All right, we have public safety on campus, and they have the ability to stop crimes, right? But what we don't have is a fire station. If there's a fire that starts in any of the buildings on campus or in anybody's dorm, if you go talking to public safety about it, they're going to be like, there's nothing we can do. We don't have any hoses or any ladders.
I mean, not to, go against the idea or anything, I just think that we're already, like I said, with parking, we already have a big space problem on campus. And to, have a whole fire station with trucks and, water tanks.
That's exactly why we would want to debate it. I mean,
it just seems like it isn't open for debate because there's no space for it. With a fire station, I doubt that they would be able to get here any quicker than the fire department.
Well, that's something that they would have to work out. I mean, maybe they'd have to build narrower trucks, or.
What do you do in a hostage situation though? That's even another concern. You've got guns to people's heads. You've got terrorists running around left and right.
I'm sorry to cut this short, guys, but I'm getting a little confused. What exactly are we talking about? Yeah, JT. What?
Sorry, I just gotta use the bathroom real quick.
Why didn't you go before we?
You have to use the bathroom.
This is really quick.
I need you. We need you here.
Just let him go. Fine, just let him go.
Yeah, fine. Go to the bathroom, but hurry up, okay?
All right.
Really cool.
What are we gonna?
Where's he going?
Traffic? A segment on how are you supposed to like cars? Moving cars? You can't set up a 10K anything for moving cars.
It's, people tune into the show and they expect to see him, but maybe if we sort of, minimalized his role on the show.
While he's not in here, I personally agree with you, Brandon. I think he's kind of taking over the show in a way. I mean, by the last episode, it'll just be on him and you'll be in the background, out of focus.
You know what?
That's
I'm
my
not gonna let
greatest
this
fear.
happen.
Hey.
Hey.
Sorry, did I miss anything?
Not really, no.
Okay.
You know, guys, I think I know what the problem is. We're focusing on talking about things that have happened in the past, or maybe even things that are happening in the present. But what we haven't done enough of is talk about things that might be happening in the future. Like new technology that's coming down the pipelines, or what scientists might be inventing, or what we can expect for our children. Are the polar ice caps going to be melted, or
Yes.
I think that's
Right.
it. I think we talk about the future.
Like a segment on holograms.
Exactly, JT.
Well, sure.
All right, I think we got it.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
Cool.
Great.
It's a good feeling.
Yeah. Okay, great, guys. All right, so I'll see you guys soon. Get to work, and we'll take it from there.
Thanks a lot, everybody. Great meeting. Cool.
Well, Becky McDowell was a biochemist. I met her at a party, and she seemed really enthusiastic about the show.
Do you think that she would play on camera? Do you think she looks all right?
Well, let's try somebody else.
Okay.
We don't want to show just some two personalities. This isn't, Siskel and Ebert, or Ebert and Roper. We want a third person in there to kind of, mix it up a little bit.
So we said, hey, what if we have this rotating person who comes in and sort of helps as like a tiebreaker? Is it okay that we redo people?
I don't see why not. I mean, we're getting to that point. I think we found a lot of the talent.
Yeah.
So.
JT is in my advanced poetry and haiku class. He just kept coming up to me and trying to talk to me about my my poem and his. And while I was glad he was moved, I thought the crying was, kind of unnecessary, and it was kind of weirding me out a little bit. I'm into much older guys, and I was really afraid that he would ask me out or something. But luckily, he just asked me to be on the show.
Hey, Brandon.
Yeah, what's going on?
Hey, this is John Thomas Landen.
Oh, Thomas, long time no talk.
Yeah, how have you been?
Hey, it's Brandon McNeil. It's the other Brandon. Hey.
Oh, hey, Brandon, how's it going, man?
Hey, pretty good, pretty good.
How'd your show turn out?
It's going really well. We've been looking for panelists to be on the show this week, and we just thought that you did a really good job last time. So maybe you'd like to come back.
Well, could you guys, credit my name differently or something? I don't really want my name attached. Is that possible?
Yeah, probably. I'll have to look into it, but I think we could probably write something different. Yeah.
Yeah, porn star name, that kind of thing. I don't know.
Well, we don't want to get into that territory, really, but.
Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna work out. I'm kind of busy.
Okay.
Okay. Well, that's cool.
Maybe next year.
I don't. Okay. I'm not sure if we're doing it next year, but.
Count me on for season 2, but I don't know about this.
Okay. Thanks a lot. I'll see you later.
You guys are welcome. Have fun.
Okay.
All
Bye.
right. Bye, Brandon. What about James Fox?
Yeah, he was good.
I had actually written many letters asking to come back on, and so it was more that they sort of finally acceded to my request. But it still feels extremely, extremely very wonderful to be back here.
Hey, I'm JT Landen, and today I'll be asking you, the LMU student, what you think about the future and technology, and when it's coming and where it's coming from. So let's go find out.
It kind of started with just, going around and getting even more opinions. Now we start with 3 opinions in a room. Now we go out to see the whole campus and get opinions from everybody else. And, it started as just kind of this small 3-4 minute segment, and it's kind of turned into, you know, part of the show that a lot of people love the most. You know, it's become this big deal for a lot of people, and certainly JT likes it because he's the center of attention.
I always get a little bit of the jitters. I've done this a bunch of times now, but you always get the jitters before doing it. I think that's what keeps it good, you know? Do you think that's like a sign of things to come? Like you won't have to drive at all, you just
It'll be like Minority Report when he has his car that drives, or iRobot. We'll all just...
Do you think carts will be quiet in the future?
I sure hope so. It'll make interviews a lot easier.
How are the levels? Are they okay? They're fine, man. Is the exposure okay? It's kind of bright. Is it gonna look okay?
I think I know what I'm doing. I think I can handle it.
Sure.
Okay.
I actually think the man on the street segment is a little bit more liberating camera work because I really get to move around.
What are you doing? JT, we have to film. Let's go.
I'm looking for people to talk to.
In the field?
People are everywhere.
Like, I have 15 minutes to do this. He's like wandering around a field. How are we supposed to get interviews if there's nobody even here? What?
There's no one over there.
There's no... Oh, okay. Good observation, JT. Let's go.
Well, maybe thinking even farther in the future, do you think that the internet will even be needed at all, and maybe they'll invent something a lot better?
I guess. I know sometimes, like, people have talked about, like, a brain internet.
They said 1984 in that book was going to be a lot different than it actually was.
Yeah, no, George Orwell wasn't very good.
Okay. Well, thanks a lot for talking with me today.
It's good to see you again.
Thanks.
All right, Kat, let's move on. Can I get you to sign this? We need to be able to use your likeness for the program.
Sure.
So if you could sign your name right here.
I think you guys have my... Yeah. I was actually on the fitness episode. Yeah, I like to work on, like, my calves. People told me about that, so I started watching it on MySpace. And actually, I left a guitar tab of the theme on JT's Facebook wall, but he never really called back to jam or anything. I think that they try to get at the issues and the hot scoops on campus, and the only way to do that is to really make people uncomfortable and break down that barrier.
All right, so let's see it. All right. Just before I show you, like, I was saying that, like, we have some techno things we had to deal with.
Techno things? Like, what does that mean?
It's like the technology, the specifically the microphone this time. I mean, it's pretty minor.
Technology, and when it's coming, and where it's coming from, and how you use it.
It's a little tinny, but
let's go find out.
It's kind of cutting in and out a little bit there.
This week we're talking about
the beginning of the question is really good.
That are coming down the pipes.
You can understand it.
So what do you look for when you think about the future?
I don't know what caused this. Maybe it was like a... You know how they say, like, HD radio exists between hidden bandwidths, and maybe, like...
This is unlistenable. Like, it's just a bunch of noise.
You can understand it. I mean, it's a little rough a little bit.
The sound just cut out completely.
She wasn't saying anything. It's like a...
She's saying something. Her mouth is moving. Her head is bobbing up and down like she's saying something. Like it's like nails going into my ears.
But what if you use like a nail filter? I think it was being interfered with by police radios in the area. I think there was a car chase or something.
Hey Cheyenne, it's Brandon. I just can't deal with him sometimes, you know? Like he's just, I work so hard at this, you know? I barely even have time to call you anymore. I'm just so ready for this year to be over. Like, I just miss you so much. Baby. I like that too. The show has standards, JT, all right? We've set a certain bar for ourselves that we have to go above every time. Our show has standards. We're not shiny objects here, all right?
Through all of the shows, and when this bar was set, I was there to help put it in place, and it's in my interest too.
What's preventing you from checking the audio levels before you go out?
I did
Just
check
looking
them.
at the buttons, making sure it's the same set of numbers on the receiver and the transmitter.
The 3 boxes at the bottom that looked like the battery, there were 2.5 boxes out of 3, and then when we came back here, there were no boxes.
How long were you filming for?
Brandon is a firecracker, no, pistol. You know, he knows what he wants, and he goes for it. And JT is like, you know, it's like opposites attract and maybe work well together, where, you know, Brandon is, you know, the cement, and JT is the gum that kids stick in the cracks of their cement.
I didn't say you were stupid, JT, alright? I
You
never said
implied
that.
that I don't know how to make sure the batteries work because there's an accident happens. Do you want me to apologize to everybody? Is that what I like? Go on the show and be like, hey, I'm sorry, I'm John Thomas Landen this weekend, and I'm really stupid.
You go on the air. I introduce the segment. We go to you. You say, I'd just like to mention to everyone that the audio is a little bit distorted, that there's a little bit of a problem with it.
Okay.
Okay. On-air apology.
Me and JT often do have different opinions. Do I think that my opinion is the correct one? Yes, but I mean, I'm a junior and he's a sophomore. I've simply had more life experience, and you know, I feel like it's my responsibility to teach him and to sometimes say, look, it is black and white. Like, my opinion is the correct one, and you just have to deal with that sometimes.
Hey guys, how long is this gonna take?
Like 10 minutes.
10 minutes?
Yeah, 10 minutes or so.
Okay, we need to make it 5, alright?
Have you seen JT?
No. He's not here? Where is he?
I mean, he's always.
Do I need to call him? Like, is he not, like, where is he?
Yeah, maybe.
James, hey, welcome back. Let's get to work. Hey, all right. Hey, thanks for coming back. I think this is gonna be a really interesting one. Like, I really appreciate it. You were really great the last time. Like, I think we got letters.
Watching
You
the
know,
last
like
couple episodes, and yeah, I think you guys. Well, anyway, I'm glad to be here and give you guys a hand.
All right, great.
I think the future interests me quite a bit because really, when you think about it, future is just a semantic construction, and the past had its own future, which is the present. But is that present just a part of the future's past?
I want you to close the barn doors down so it's just like a slice. I just want like a slice right over his head, okay? I want one of those hair light.
You know, I'm not a television person. I'm a sociology major, and I don't really know much about the technical end of things. You know, I don't know what cord to plug into which plug. So I really, you know, had to put a lot of trust in people.
It seems like a little harsh. Maybe.
I think you just need to let us do our job. And
Okay.
We'll
he just like
get it done.
Well,
there were like a few problems with like the lighting this week, but you know that's expected. And I think my technical prowess was able to conquer this foe of incompetence.
Brandon, you're just making noises. You're not actually explaining anything.
Well, it's a long and complicated process.
Brandon, JT's not answering. What should I do?
Let's just go like talk about it. I just need to like clear my head a little bit.
Why isn't he here? Why wouldn't he show up?
I don't know. I mean, he's going to show up. He's just like, I don't know. It's like a like playing hard to get thing.
I don't know what to do.
Oh. JT.
Hey man, we've been looking for you. Where have you been?
I thought it was 10:30. You said.
No, not. It's always 10:30.
JT, we've never shot at 10:30.
I'm just gonna come.
I tried calling you, JT. You're not picking up your phone.
I don't have service in my dorm.
Look. I don't care. Like ultimately, I'm just, I'm glad you're here.
I was sitting in my room just on like online.
You were in your room?
I wasn't trying to be late. Is what I'm getting at.
All that I care about is that you're here. We need to get started. So let's go.
Well, I'm ready to go.
You're ready to go? Okay, let's go.
So we have makeup at this wedding. I know that like he's got my best interest in mind, but he's always so angry, and it really makes me nervous on the show, and I can't remember all the facts.
You've been shaving like I told you to?
Well, my braids are kind of broke.
he's inconsistent, and he's inconsistent on the show. Like sometimes he's got really good points, but most of the time it's just it's just a bunch of garbage coming out of his mouth. And did he give you a hard time?
No, he was great. He's a little nervous. I think you might be making him a little nervous.
I can't be worried about that. I'm the moderator, not the not the babysitter, and that's he's like a babysitter. So how have you been?
I've been good.
Really?
Really.
You looked a little nervous last time I was here.
I did?
Yeah, I don't know why exactly. I thought it might have something to do with me or something.
No, I don't think so.
No?
No.
Okay. Well, that's good to hear.
Yeah. Close your eyes, so I can do the makeup.
Anything you say.
Yeah.
Are we shooting yet? What's going on?
It's going to be at least another half hour.
Yeah. Are we going to be filming this at 3 in the morning? Is this turning into like a pajama party or something?
Yeah, maybe we'll have a pajama party.
Right here.
Brandon wants to make a really good show, and sometimes, he might ask a little too much out of people. He might be pushing the camera operator, the grips, the lighting guys a little too far sometimes. But he's just trying to do a good show.
Okay, here's what needs to go on. Everybody needs to just, right now there's just a lot of voices going on at once, and I think at this point what we need to do is just isolate it. So let's everybody just be quiet. We're going to go around and we're going to figure out whose exactly fault it is. All right, so
I think the problem here is that one person needs to take charge, and that's not happening. I hear a lot of different voices, but I don't hear one person. I don't hear one person really taking charge here.
We're ready to go.
Really? Are cameras ready? And sound's ready.
We had the sound on JT, but he got up to go on the computer.
All right, so now now we've established. Now it's JT's problem. So all right, so are you done looking stuff?
All right, JT, we're ready. Let's go.
Well, I wouldn't say that Brandon has a more important role per se. I just think that in a school bus, there's a bus driver and there's passengers, and not everybody could be a bus driver because there's not that many steering wheels. And in the case of the show, there's only one podium, and only one person can direct the conversation.
Hello, and welcome to LMU Roundtable Now.
I think my favorite phase of the show is the actual debating, because everything leading up to it can be kind of stressful, but once everything is finally set up and once we're finally there, I just feel like it's my time to shine.
All right, well, now we're going to take to the street to find out what people like you think.
Before we actually do that, though, I'd like to first apologize because unfortunately the future isn't here yet, and we don't have battery-less microphones, and the microphones that I used had batteries in them, ones that were half full, so the audio is, you'll see it's not so great. So I'm sorry about that, and I hope you can still get something from it.
All right, so with that in mind, let's go find out.
Cut.
Okay.
Was that all right?
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Okay.
I'm really sorry.
No, I appreciate it. I'm going to try harder.
I understand. Look, I'm just really glad that you do this. Okay, I wouldn't want to lose this. What we do here. So
I feel the same way. I appreciate that.
So you do a really good job.
It means a lot to me.
Doing this show has been a journey. The show has really evolved, and sometimes evolution can be tough. When Monkey evolved into man, it probably hurt sometimes. It probably hurt, to lose their tails. But that's what it's about. You have to overcome, you have to adapt, and that's what I feel we've been able to do with this show.
When I think back on those times, and I think that it's coming to a close, I'm really gonna miss it because it really is a part of me now. LMU Roundtable Now, and seeing Brandon, and I won't be able to look up at the podium and see Brandon there looking down. I'm really gonna miss it.
Okay, great. Well, before we go, we have one final special treat from Mr. John Thomas Landen.
stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question but a lesson learned in time. Something unpredictable but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. So take the photographs and still frames in your mind. Hang it on a shelf in good health and good time. Tattoos of memories and dead skin on trial. For what it's worth, it was worth all the while. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life.
Okay, thanks, GT. Well, I just want to thank everybody so much for watching. This has really meant a lot to me, having this experience to be able to come into your homes or into your dorms. It's been really great. Do you have any final thoughts, JT?
I can't echo enough what Brandon has already said. It's really hard stopping something that you love so much and you've done for such a long time. But I think the phrase, all good things come to an end, comes to mind here and really applies. And I just also want to personally thank everybody for coming on the streets with me, being on the streets when I was on the streets, and talking to me while we were both on those streets.
All right, great. Well, I guess this is it, everybody. So one last time, this is Brendan McNeil, and I'd like to thank you for pulling up a seat at the table. Bye, everybody.